Thank God it's Friday. Monday's a brand new start. Wednesday, you're halfway home, and Thursday, the weekend's not far. Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. What can you say about Tuesday? Nothing, not a damn thing. Tuesday bites, Tuesday sucks, Tuesday blows, go away. Tuesday's crap, Tuesday's lame, Tuesday's dumb, go away. Tuesday, Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. What can you say about Tuesday?
It's kind of cold out right now.
7. That's what my phone said, 7.
Supposed to warm up to 30, though, so yeah, it's going to be chilly this morning, but maybe not too bad later on. Clouds all this week. Today will be the warmest of the days. Looks like a high in the low 20s tomorrow, and then in the teens on New Year's Day and on Friday as well. What's new on New Release Tuesday? We'll tell you about that. Week 17, Pigskin Picks. We'll check how we did, and we'll take a gander at Week 18.
Grant Bills is going to talk to us, isn't he, from the Wisco Sports Show?
We'll talk to Grant Bills of the Wisco Sports Show. We'll see how his Christmas vacation went, what his New Year's Eve plans are, and, of course, we'll also talk a little bit about the Packers. Kind of a messy end of the season. Fraught with injuries.
Yes, for sure. Definitely.
Guaranteed a playoff spot, but going in cold.
Giannis is back on the court. That'll be something to talk to him about.
The Bucks have won 2 in a row, I guess. I mean, they're still in the...
There's that to talk about.
In the dumpster right now, but trying to claw their way out. Some end-of-the-year stuff as well, some New Year's resolution stuff. There's plenty to get to this time of year, and we'll get to all that and more. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find all of our contact info online at rockmornings.com, or you can download the app, 95.7 The Rock or 92.9 The X. Get in touch with us with voicemails, pictures, videos. Sign up to win prizes right there on the apps. It's
Good
very
stuff.
convenient. Listen to us wherever you go. Music in a bit from the Deftones. Also get some Nothing More.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
A man from western Wisconsin facing serious charges in Minnesota. Jonathan Chet Winch, charged with second-degree murder for allegedly killing a hospital security guard. Court records reveal that he was leaving an emergency room in Wyoming, Minnesota on Christmas Day despite having a medical hold. When an officer arrived at the scene, they found a security guard lying next to a security vehicle that Winch was trying to enter. The officer fought with Winch and eventually took him into custody once other officers arrived. The security guard, a 43-year-old named Andrea Morell, was taken to a hospital with severe head trauma and passed away from her injuries on Saturday. The medical examiner ruled the death a homicide by traumatic injuries due to physical assault. If convicted, Winch could face up to 40 years in prison. Obviously, that case is ongoing, investigation ongoing as well. The Bondi Beach hero, the man in the video.
I heard him talking yesterday. I don't know what
I think it was CBS News did a exclusive interview with him now that he's out of the hospital and still obviously recovering from his injuries, but he had quite a bit to say.
I couldn't handle it to hear a kid and a woman and oldest and man screaming and asking for help and no one help. My soul and all my everything in my organ, in my body, in my brain ask me to go and to defense and to save innocent life.
So you didn't even think about it, you just acted.
I didn't think about it.
The gunman was hunting the people who were lying on the ground, and you saw hundreds of people lying on the ground.
Was hundreds and hundreds all over the ground. And he just shooting in front of him. Anyone he see him, straight away, I jumped to in his back, hit him, and hold him with my right hand. Drop your gun. Stop doing what you're doing. I don't want to see people killed in front of me. I don't want to see blood. I don't want to hear his gun. I don't want to, see people, screaming and begging, asking help. And that's my soul asked me to do that. And all and everything in my heart and my brain, everything, it's worked, just to manage and to save the people's life.
Ahmed Al-Hamed disarming one of the two gunmen during that Hanukkah celebration in Sydney, Australia back in early December. On December 14th, the attack targeting Sydney's Jewish community left 15 people dead, 40 more injured. And he sat down for the first time with CBS News and gave a lengthy interview about the entire situation. There's a whole lot more to that if you want to go to CBS News online and listen to it. But, yeah, she even asked him, because the first thing I thought was, like, why didn't you pump 2 shots into this guy? You know what I mean? Like, you get the gun away from him. He's trying to kill people. And, like, maybe it's the American in me. Maybe obviously I'm a different kind of human being than this guy. But she asked him, like, what did you ever think about that? And he basically said, no, that's just not, I didn't want blood on my hands. I don't know if I could do. I'd just be so enraged. You know what I mean? I
couldn't imagine what I'd be doing in that moment. I can't. I don't even know if you can put yourself in that scenario.
No, I mean, I think you play it out in your head and you think it's going to go one way and you're going to do something, but you never know. The emotions and everything else and the adrenaline kick in and who knows what happens. But a legitimate hero there, giving an interview with CBS News talking about the Bondi Beach attack, and the GoFundMe, by the way, for him, over $2.6 million. So I guess silver lining if you want to find one. Meanwhile, Minnesota, what a mess. Federal authorities, boy, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Minnesota over the next couple weeks and months with this whole daycare fraud thing.
Yes.
There's now been a video from 2018, so 7 years ago, that shows a potential fraud at one of these Somali daycares. Parents checking their children into a daycare center in Hennepin County only to leave with their kids minutes later. This, of course, all started the ball rolling a couple of days ago, not too long ago. The video from Nick Shirley with this other guy going around and going to these
rooms, the empty
going
schools.
To these daycares where they have the windows blacked out. A lot of them, it's in broad daylight. They're supposed to be open, all these hours, and there's no one there. No visible signs of places for kids to play, like a playground. They're in these kind of industrial style buildings. No one answering the doors. When they do, they're somewhat tenuous. Or contentious, I should say, the interactions.
Yes. We'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building.
Yeah, so now they're saying parents were involved, too. Besides the empty rooms and the empty buildings and the empty schools they've been finding. Isn't that right? These are parents
look, this is going to unfold, there's going to be a lot of layers here. Mm-hmm. It's like an onion. But federal authorities now investigating the reports of massive amounts of fraud taking place in Minnesota daycares. That unearthed video, that video was from Nick Shirley, the kid that went around, the YouTuber, and with that other guy. But this new video is from a local Fox News report from 2018, which shows parents, again, checking their kids into the daycare center in Hennepin County, Minnesota, only to leave with their kids minutes later. The video was taken from a surveillance camera as part of a case prosecuted by Hennepin County. Under the scheme, low-income parents would sign their kids in for daycare services so that providers could then claim reimbursement for services that were never truly provided. The outlet said that according to the surveillance video, some days no families would show up, but that the daycares would claim reimbursements from the government nonetheless. And March 2015 is the timestamp on that video. There's a whole lot more here. The video sparking a lot of backlash, drawing criticism of Tim Walz and obviously Vice President J.D. Vance and the president himself, Donald Trump, getting involved in this whole thing. And the federal authorities now are going to start investigating and figure out what the hell's going on.
Some of the videos I saw had the parents, so that way they've got the kid's name, right? John Smith comes here, right? And they've got the kid and the parents.
You put
and
them on the ledger and you send it in to get the money, and then you get the money, and then you turn around and
videos I saw, the parents were handed envelopes, right? So they're in a low income situation, and they're like,
we'll
hey,
use the money to give to you, and
if
then
John Smith pretends to come here, we'll reimburse you money to pay your rent or whatever.
That's the assumption. That's whatever it is, it's a mess right now in Minnesota with this whole daycare fraud thing, and it sounds like it's only going to get worse. On the bright side of things, today is National Bacon Day.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did, actually.
And Wendy's is going to be giving you some bacon for a penny. Today only. Wendy's celebrating National Bacon Day with 1-cent junior bacon cheeseburgers for everybody through the Wendy's app.
Where's the beef?
Well, the beef is at Wendy's. You got to go there and get it, but you got to order through the app.
Mm-hmm.
Junior bacon cheeseburger made with fresh, never frozen square beef patties topped with 2 strips of bacon, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, and mayo on a toasted bun. National Bacon Day, which of course is today, will be the only day that customers will be able to get the junior bacon cheeseburger for 1 cent at participating restaurants. To get it, you got to redeem the offer in the Wendy's app. Customers are required to have an account and make a purchase in order to get the sandwich for 1 cent. So if you're going to Wendy's for lunch and you're picking up, whatever it is, you can get yourself a 1 cent junior bacon cheeseburger.
Nothing burps better than bacon.
Today only, by the way, through the app.
Yeah, they say the newest trend with bacon is kind of the sweet and spicy, if you will, mixing flavors into bacon. So changing the flavor profiles a little bit to appeal to maybe like a jalapeno, or if you're doing some sort of cooking or putting it on a burger or whatever the situation is. By the way, 38% of all bacon dollars last year were sold with some sort of promotion. So, you know what I mean, on sale or buy one, get one or whatever. But cross-merchandising, too, with breakfast items, which makes sense, right? Make your breakfast tacos, get this salsa, get this, pound of bacon and buy these soft shells and make that. So
I had some bacon yesterday for lunch with my eggs.
Average price of bacon, by the way, $6.25. That's the average in 2025.
I don't care how pricey it gets. I'm still eating bacon.
Made some this weekend as well. Yeah.
I do. Deviled eggs for Christmas. For the family get-together. That's my job. Make the deviled eggs.
Does pork belly count as like the chunky pieces, the more the pork belly, the thicker?
No, I guess you could say it's bacon, but some people call it bacon burnt ends or burnt bacon ends. But
that's on a lot of menus these days.
Pork belly is, kind of
feet.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, hey, look at this big fat cube of bacon I got. Yeah. Nothing more after Deftones.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Nothing more. This is the time. Some Deftones before that. A text from Jim in Georgia, up early, listening on the app, says, have a great new year. I'm headed to Tampa to visit my family for a few days. Well, travel safe, Jim. Watch out for those 30-degree nights.
They'll get you. They'll sneak up on you, Jim. You won't be prepared.
Week 17 in the NFL wrapping up last night with the Cardinals beating the Rams 27-24.
Down the sideline, and it's broken up by Terrell. No time left on the clock, and the Falcons win it by 3. Nakua the target, and Raheem Morris. And the Falcons get their 3rd consecutive win.
Week 18 will kick off on Saturday with 2 games. The first one is Carolina at Tampa Bay, 3:30 on ABC and ESPN. And then after that, you've got Seattle at San Francisco, 7 o'clock on ABC and ESPN. The Packers wrap up their regular season in Minnesota against the Vikings on Sunday at noon. Meanwhile, the Lions are in Chicago to take on the Bears.
The Bears.
On Sunday at 3:25. Big pivotal week. As playoff spots are
correct,
waiting to be figured out after Week 18. Kicking off on Saturday with 2 games and then a whole bunch more on Sunday. The Bucs got another win last night. They beat the Hornets 123-113.
A little bit of window dressing for the Hornets. Final shot of the game gives Musa a 14-point game with 9 rebounds, but not nearly enough. With that win, congratulations, Doc Rivers. He moves past George Karl and is now 6th all-time in wins all by himself. 1,176 wins.
Congratulations, Doc Rivers. Got Giannis back. Have won 2 in a row. It's a win streak. Bucks are off tonight. They're at home against Washington tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The Badger men's basketball team is at home tonight against unranked Milwaukee. That game tips off at 6 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. The only bowl game yesterday was the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl that had Georgia Southern beating Appalachian State 29-10. There's 3 bowl games today.
I'm up to my ass in bowls, all type of bowls.
Starting with Coastal Carolina and Louisiana Tech at 1 o'clock on ESPN in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Then you've got Tennessee versus Illinois at 4:30 on ESPN in the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl.
Yes.
And then finally tonight, number 16 USC taking on TCU at 8 o'clock on ESPN in the Valero Alamo Bowl. A lot more to go. We've got a whole bunch more bowl games.
The big ones are coming up here.
Absolutely tragic news out of NASCAR. Of course, we had the plane crash just about 2 weeks ago, and now the father of NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin has died, along his mother getting critically injured after a weekend fire heavily damaged their home in North Carolina where they lived.
I did not hear about this.
So big fire at Denny Hamlin's parents' house in North Carolina. The father dying, the mother critically injured. Just awful, awful, tragic news. And UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall is moving forward with multiple eye surgeries as he continues to deal with the fallout of the injuries he sustained during a title fight against Cyril Gane back in October. Aspinall will have completed surgeries on both eyes by mid-January. 32-year-old has been inactive since Gane poked him in the eyes during their title fight at UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi back in October. Didn't provide any additional information on the exact nature of the surgeries or a time frame for his return, but he did say in a YouTube video that by the time this statement goes out, I'll probably have surgery on one eye already. Next surgery is coming mid-January, so we're working towards getting back. That's the plan, but he got poked in the eye severely.
So much. So.
Yeah, and now he's got to have multiple eye surgeries, try to fix those bad boys. That doesn't sound fun. Ugh.
Eyeballs.
Yeah, eyeball stuff.
Ugh.
It's never good.
No to the eyeballs.
And another Olympian is now selling medals. Olympic medals frequently come up at auction, but rarely do they come from very well-known athletes. A lot of times it's from someone who maybe doesn't have the same success and is using those medals to fund whatever lifestyle they have.
So is this to fund a lifestyle or is this for charity?
It sounds like it's for charity. American swimmer Ryan Lochte, right? We know him. We know of him.
Yeah.
One of those well-known athletes has already sold 6 medals for a total of $166,000. Did that back in 2022. And next week, Ryan Lochte will part with more Olympics hardware when 3 of his relay gold medals go under the on the auction block. In 2022, Ryan Lochte said he was selling his bronze and silver medals because they were, quote, collecting dust. Proceeds from that sale reportedly went to the Jorge Nation Foundation, a nonprofit that was raising money to send terminally ill children on trips. After he faced criticism for selling more medals, Ryan Lochte reiterated to fans on social media that the medals weren't important, saying, quote, I never swam for the gold medals. My passion has always been about being one of the best swimmers in the world. Those medals, they were just the cherry on top of an incredible journey.
I mean, they're his to do what he wants with it.
Look, he won them, he earned them. They're his.
Right.
If he doesn't want to have them anymore, then
is
what?
He keeping the golds and he's just selling the bronzes? You know, I mean, I don't know. You ever get a plaque?
Well, much like any sort of championship hardware. Look, if you did the work and you earned it, that doesn't change just because you sold the ring or the championship belt or whatever it is.
Didn't Greg Louganis, I think he sold a bunch of them last year, 2 golds and a couple, I remember those being up for auction as well. I don't know if you've got, if they're yours to do with what you want.
Well,
right?
look,
It'd
again,
selling NFL Super Bowl ring.
If you devote your entire life for 20, 30, 40 years to something like swimming or diving or whatever it is, an Olympic passion, there's plenty of people like Lindsey Vonn and Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan that earn money forever because of that. But then there's a million more who may have achieved some semblance of success but don't have those residuals coming in afterwards, right? The Wheaties contract runs out. the sponsorship of the local Subaru dealership runs out at some point.
And maybe
look at Mary Lou Retton. We just had her, right? And she had to have a GoFundMe, right? Begging people for money because she got sick. And, we're assuming that was on the up and up. We don't know. There was some claims of fraudulent activity there, but still.
Well, and even if they're doing...
she was one of the most famous Olympic athletes of all time.
Media or other acting gigs, like she was in Scrooged or whatever, but those times come and go. Or if you're
and that's not a big check.
Every 4 years, you're doing some broadcasting.
Yeah, so
covering the swimming.
If you've got something laying around that's got value and you have bills to pay, then is what it is. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll be right back with some Avatar.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Tonight on the Hallmark Channel, it's New Year's at a bed and breakfast. He's a gorgeous former Mr. Universe who runs a charming bed and breakfast in New England. She's a super hot health inspector from the big city who got stood up for a romantic New Year's weekend, but still decided to use the room. Will it be more than just R&R for her at the B&B? Or will his travel destination pass the test? And how thin are the walls at those places? Starring that actress who played the best friend of the girl in the hospital on The Good Doctor, and the sexy guy who played a soccer coach once on Modern Family. And you have to pretend that they wouldn't be able to hook up easily in real life. It's New Year's at a bed and breakfast tonight on the Hallmark Channel.
And they're making Hallmark movies for every holiday. Easter and St. Patty's Day and Arbor Day and Labor Day. And
I don't know. They say one of the good movies to watch about New Year's, and I'm not really sure. I guess maybe sometime over it was set at New Year's, but Forrest Gump, is that really set at New Year's, or is that just because of all the changes?
Yeah, remember
years?
Lieutenant Dan at the bar?
That's right. Okay, that's supposedly a New Year's movie.
Go back to the hotel with the two chicks, and she's, what are you, stupid or something? And he got real mad, and then they left. And, I mean, it's not like, I wouldn't consider it a New Year's movie, but it definitely has a well-known scene that occurs at New Year's. There's other movies out there that are more New Year's centric, if you want to watch them. There's some horror movies out there as well.
Oh, I'm sure of that. When Harry Met Sally, apparently.
Yeah, let me pass on that
Forrest Gump. Ghostbusters 2. Trading Places.
Yeah, Trading Places sort of happens over the entire span of the holidays, because obviously there's that scene with Dan Aykroyd when he goes to the holiday party dressed as Santa and tries to frame Eddie Murphy's character for having the drugs in his desk and then ends up stealing the salmon.
And then it becomes New Year's.
And then it becomes New Year's because obviously the trade, the stock market and all that stuff. But yeah, and Ghostbusters 2, when they, get everyone to sing
Old Lang Syne?
No, they were singing, what is it, Your Love Is Lifting Me High or whatever it is. New movie on Shudder and AMC Plus today. It's called Wolf, based on Mo Hader's Jack Caffery novels. It's a crime thriller that follows a detective plagued by nightmares and is also obsessed with the neighbor he believes murdered his 10-year-old brother back in the 90s. Wolf. Since it's on Shudder, I'm guessing the guy turns into a wolf. Also new today on Netflix, Evil Influencer, the Jody Hildebrandt story.
He rang my doorbell and asked me to call the police.
Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I don't think so, but he has duct taped around each ankle. Yeah, there's sores around him, I think.
He also said...
Oh, and he has been around his wrists as well. Okay, this boy has been... This kid is obviously been...
Oh.
He's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
Yeah, this is the Utah therapist whose child abuse arrest with a parenting YouTuber, Ruby Frankie, exposed a tale of manipulation. That phone call was from the neighbor who sort of pulled the cork out of the bottle. The investigators had been looking at these two for a while.
But the boy
escaped and essentially went to this dude's house, and you heard the old man breaking down in the phone call because the kid was so effed up.
Yes. So
Evil Influencer, the Jody Hildebrandt story. They've already done a series about Ruby Frankie, who was the mom, but this is the other woman that sort of lured her in with her weird, cultish
parenting.
Stuff. Yeah, it's
through the church community and through their,
Yeah, well, Utah. That's on Netflix today, a new documentary called Evil Influencer, the Jodi Hildebrandt story. Also on Netflix today, a new comedy special from Ricky Gervais. It's called Mortality.
I think this is my most honest and confessional show so far. Not in a Edinburgh Fringe type way. I mean, oh, my parents died, so I went all autistic. None of that, right? My parents did die, but I'm pretty sure I'm not autistic, because once someone gave me a Rubik's Cube and I put it straight in the f***ing bin. I think that is the test.
Obviously not for sensitive people. Ricky Gervais, Mortality, new stand-up special on Netflix today. NBA on NBC. 2 nights of it, man. Usually they do it on Tuesdays. They did it yesterday, and they're doing it today as well. Doubleheader kicking off at 7 p.m. on NBC with the 76ers at the Memphis Grizzlies. And then the late tip-off at 9:30 on NBC is the Pistons at the Lakers. NBA on NBC tonight. There's obviously a bunch of bowl games on, 3 of them on ESPN today, starting at, I believe, 1 o'clock. And also, for New Release Tuesday, rated PG-13, if you just can't get enough of those syrupy, sweet holiday movies, there's a new one called Christmas Eve in Miller's Point, and it stars Michael Cera and Matilda Fleming. On Christmas Eve, a family gathers for what could be the last holiday in their ancestral home. As the night wears on and the generational tensions arise, one of the teenagers sneaks out with her friends to claim the wintry suburb for her own.
But for the Bolzano family,
Hi, Mom. Merry Christmas.
Ma is deteriorating and she needs around-the-clock care.
this may be their last Christmas Eve in Miller's Point.
Are you really thinking about selling the house?
So it's time to make this one count.
It's going to be a hell of a night. Hell of a night.
Christmas Eve in Miller's Point, new on New Release Tuesday. That's literally the only thing coming out today.
I started watching, I'm still watching Stranger Things, but that's like before I go to bed, which is a bad decision because my heart is just the stupid Demogorgons chasing everybody. But I started watching The Beast in Me yesterday. That's Claire Danes.
Yeah, living next door to the guy who's suspected of killing his wife.
Yeah, I'm only like one episode in.
I'll get to it, but right now we're focused heavily on Stranger Things. We're almost done with season 4. I think we're in episode 6. They're just about to get Hopper out of the Russian prison.
Well, Claire Danes is interesting the way this character that she's playing is.
And she's like a journalist, right? Or like
she's
an
author.
News reporter.
She's an author, a book.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she writes books, but she is real. In her appearance. She's real in her appearance.
That's what's on the boob tube today and what's new on New Release Tuesday. We've got some New Year's Eve stuff to get to, some year-end list stuff to get to. Grant Bills is going to join us. We're going to make our Week 18 Pigskin Picks after we check in on our Week 17 picks. Right now, it's Lincoln Park.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Soul to Squeeze from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Rock Mornings, Brian and Gene. Naples, Florida. TikTok video posted by First Watch employee Heidi and general manager Brendan. They called a staff meeting to announce the cancellation of their holiday party. It's going to suck, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's excited. Yeah. Company's having a holiday party, working hard all year. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, the company says, yeah, we're going to cancel this holiday party. The general manager, Brendan Tompkins, in the video said, something came to light. We are unable to have a holiday party this year. Sorry, something more important came up. The staff, obviously in on the joke, if you will, knew about the development. The one person, however, still in the dark, didn't really know what was going on. Tompkins, the GM of the restaurant, says everyone knows about Norman's journey trying to adopt a baby.
Oh, no way.
Well, these guys decided that it was more important for us to donate all that money to you and your wife. In the TikTok video, everybody starts cheering and clapping hands and applause. The man is overcome with all sorts of emotions. Has to leave the room to go cry. Generosity going viral in the video. Millions of views, thousands of hearts in the comments saying, that baby is going to have the best parents. God bless you, Norman. You can tell you're the coworker everyone needs. Another person said Norman has those dad jokes in the arsenal ready to go.
He's already a dad joke guy, is he?
Yeah.
Norman and his wife adopting a beautiful baby girl. Oh.
Vales telling NBC Nightly News back in early December, I just broke down. I didn't know what to think or what to say. And a kitchen staff, you're in everybody's life. Norman and his wife, Alicia, have struggled to have a baby for years and decided instead of trying to have their own child the natural way, to adopt instead. Recently, they were connected with a now 1-year-old girl in Honduras who was available for adoption. They have submitted affidavits to the Honduran government. International adoption is obviously very costly.
Very expensive, yeah.
Involving 2 separate trips to Honduras before you're even approved. The couple started a GoFundMe to help with the additional adoption costs, raised about $3,500. Recent update said that the couple have spent their entire savings. Loans were denied. We were completely blown away by the generosity of our First Watch family and the outpour of love from the community. All of this has been so unexpected, but we will forever be thankful. Donations from First Watch, our family, our friends, and community are life-changing gifts for our family as we prepare for adoption. But yeah, they decided not to have their company Christmas party.
Yeah, and you see all these guys in the kitchen. You know what kind of shenanigans go on in that kitchen. You can tell they're all friends with each other and close, and they know what's going on. And they work together as a team, right, in the back end of a busy restaurant. And they know, the journeys that they're under, and we're, willing to donate that money to him.
Unable to have their company Christmas party this year because
we got to give you our money instead.
Donate the money to one of their coworkers who has been trying to adopt a child with his wife. And that's where all the funds are going to go. If you haven't seen the video, it's funny, too, because the guy is, hamming it up in the video, thinking it's going to be fun and tongue-in-cheek and doesn't really know what's going on, and then all of a sudden gets the surprise, and there he goes, off to cry.
By the way, the company that owns that restaurant is called First Watch, and the CEO saw the video and said, hey, Logan Landing's team, we saw your video and are so inspired by you and your generosity. There's no way we're going to let you go without a holiday party. So they're going to replenish the budget and let them have a great time celebrating each other, as they obviously are a very special team together.
Very cool.
What goes round and round, my friend?
Shine down in a couple of minutes. Rockmornings.com to get in touch with us. Got to make our Week 18 Pigskin Picks, final week of the regular season. Got to talk to Grant Bills, talk about some New Year's resolution stuff, all that.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
I recognize some of the names, but I don't recognize any of this music, which is no big surprise. Apple Music and Rolling Stone picking albums and songs and artists of the year. Apple Music releasing their year-end data for top artists and songs. Apparently, Kendrick Lamar had a very popular year, a very good year. He's in the top 3 songs, according to Apple Music. One of them is him and SZA. Is that her name?
Correct.
Luther is the name of the song. Then Kendrick Lamar all by himself with the number 2 song, Not Like Us. Then he's back with SZA.
Yep.
At number 3 for 30 for 30, whatever the hell that is. Again, I recognize some of the names. Morgan Wallen shows up at number 4, according to Apple Music, and their top songs of 2025. I'm the Problem. Isn't that the name of his album and tour?
That doesn't surprise me that he's way out there. Those tickets were hard to come by and expensive.
And then Limp Bizkit made a song called Making Love to Morgan Wallen?
They did.
Okay. Kendrick Lamar shows back up at number 5 with a song
Talented
called
dude.
TV Off, I guess. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. And, these are
Yeah, these are big ones.
Post
Heavy
Malone.
hitters.
I guess. Again, I don't know any of these songs, but I recognize the artists. The Rolling Stone stuff is about the same. Not a lot of representation in here from rock and roll or metal, obviously. These are all, top 40 pop charts or whatever. Rolling Stone with their top 100 albums of 2025. The number one album is from Bad Bunny. Debbie Terrar Mas Photos.
Bad Bunny.
Debbie takes a lot of pictures. Is that what that means?
Lady Gaga coming in on that list, I'm assuming.
Number 2, Lady Gaga with Mayhem. Geese. There's a band called Geese.
That's correct.
At number 5 called Getting Killed.
Yeah. They're from New York, kind of a rock band, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure they're real good. Haley Williams. Isn't that the chick from Paramore? Ego Death at a Bachelor Party at number 9. Taylor on the list.
Yes, of course.
Bieber way down at number 20. I didn't know Bieber even had a new album, but Rolling Stone putting out their best albums. Also, their list of the best songs, Rolling Stone magazine.
Kind of match right up, don't they? With the same.
Yeah,
it's
all the
same
Gagas and Bad Bunnies and Sabrina Carpenters and Taylor Swift's, Chappell Rowan, Kendrick Lamar on there. Again, no representation on those lists from any rock and roll artists, metal artists.
Usually not when it comes to that.
No, that's not surprising. Not surprising at all. Thankfully, though, there are rock and roll and metal websites out there that put out their own lists for our genre of music. Loudwire.com ranking the 13 best rock songs of 2025. 9 Inch Nails coming in at number 13 with As Alive As You Need Me to Be. It's not bad. Came out in July, right? Also got a Grammy nomination, I think.
There's got to be some Hailstorm, Ghost. Those
Billy Morrison and Ozzy Osbourne, Gods of Rock and Roll, came out back in February. One of his last songs that Ozzy did, new songs, if you will. 3 Days Grace, No Big Surprise, Apologies from back in May. At number 9 on the list, Pretty Reckless for I Am Deaf. At number 8 on the Loudwire list of the 13 best rock songs of 2025. Some Ghost on there from April.
I'm sure.
Turnstile, Evanescence with Afterlife at number 5. Deftones obviously making a successful album. They show up at number 4 with My Mind is a Mountain. Limp Bizkit's Making Love to Morgan Wallen, which I just referenced. That's at number 3. New Metal's back, baby.
Yeah, it's very nostalgic.
Linkin Park's big one up from the bottom at number 2 on the list from Loudwire. Best songs from 2025. Number 1 is Mammoth with The Ends.
There you. Speaking of nostalgia.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with all that fret play there. It's pretty good. Loudwire also releasing a list of the best rock albums of 2025. Obviously, if you're going to list those bands that had the best songs, you got to assume those albums are also on there.
Yeah.
Dorothy shows up at number 13.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah,
Poppy's not on there because that was very hot this year.
They've got Jethro Tull at number 10 with Curious Ruminant.
Maybe they just always show up. They're just the band that's always on the list.
Do people still listen to Jethro Tull?
Well, I'm assuming this wasn't necessarily listened to. It was music.
Ghost, obviously, on the list was Skeletor at number 7. Youngblood, who does the Baywatch song with Aerosmith, his album Idols at number 6. Mammoth's The End at number 5.
I imagine.
Wolfgang Van Halen. Deftones, again, Private Music at number 3. Turnstile at number 2. And then 3 Days Grace with their Alienation album at number 1, according to Loudwire, for their top rock albums of 2025.
Should have the Rockfest schedule in January, shouldn't we? January, February, usually the beginning of the years. See how many of those bands end up on that list.
Hopefully. Speaking of 3 Days Grace, here is some of their older stuff. It's I Hate Everything About You.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Week 17 in the NFL wrapping up last night with Monday Night Football. The Falcons somehow beating the Rams. Week 18, of course, kicking off on Saturday with a couple of games. Bunch on Sunday. Playoff seeding. Who's getting in, who's getting out. Where are they going to be? Who's playing who? All that stuff. We'll figure it all out this weekend. And Gene, congratulations for the second time this season. You picked more correct than I did.
Oh my God! You are kidding me! This surprise comes out of absolutely nowhere because I never keep track.
Much like a couple of weeks ago in week 15.
Oh, man.
You finished with one more correct pick than I had. In week 17, you were 10-6, where I was 9-7. We both were exactly the same on Thursday, on Christmas Day, for our picks.
Okay.
You had you and I both correctly picked Dallas to beat Washington. We were both wrong, thinking that Detroit would take care of Minnesota. And then we were both right that Denver would win against Kansas City. So we went 2-1 on Christmas Day.
All right, I'm with you so far.
And then on Saturday, there were a couple of games. I got both of them right. I picked Houston to beat the Chargers and Baltimore to beat Green Bay. You, of course, went with the Packers because you're a softie for the Green Bay Packers. And then all of a sudden, I kind of fell apart there on Sunday. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the hell happened in between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, but somehow the Browns beat Pittsburgh. And you got that one right. I got that one wrong. We both picked Jacksonville, and we're right on that one. We both picked Tampa Bay. We were both wrong on that one. You picked the Jets, for some reason, to beat the New England Patriots, who thumped them 42-10, by the way. I correctly picked my Patriots to win. Gene, of course, riding the New Orleans train. They've now won like 4 games in a row. And I did not take New Orleans because I still think they're a dumpster fire, and they somehow beat Tennessee. Seattle, we both picked Seattle to beat Carolina. We were both right with Cincinnati taking on Arizona.
All right.
And then you were right that the Giants beat the Vegas Raiders. You don't pick the criminal Raiders.
Ever.
So you were correct. I took the Raiders to beat the Giants. We were both wrong on Buffalo. For some reason, Buffalo decided to completely screw the pooch against the Eagles. And then you incorrectly picked the Bears to beat the 49ers on Sunday Night Football. I wisely took the 49ers. And then I was wrong with the Rams over the Falcons. You got that one right. So you finished the weekend 10-6. I finished 9-7 in week 17. Again, the second week of the season that you've picked more correct than I. But you are so far out of it that you cannot make up enough ground.
Blah, blah, blah.
I have officially won the contest. It's over. There's no way you could catch me with only 1 week left to go. I have an overall record of 170-85. You've got an overall record of 142-113. You trail me by 28 games, and there's only 16 games in the weekend. So you've got no shot at catching me here. But just for the sake of fair play, there's your game
for continuity.
Your
is that
game
what
sheet. You got your pink marker.
I do.
And it's time to make our Week 18 Pigskin Picks. We're going to start on Saturday. Big matchups. ABC, ESPN. The first one is at 3:30. That's Carolina at Tampa Bay. I believe the team that wins that game wins the NFC South.
I'm taking Carolina.
I'm going with Carolina. Tampa Bay has fallen. The brakes have fallen off of that car right there. Give me San Fran at home against Seattle on Saturday nights at 7 o'clock.
I usually take the Seahawks, so I'm going to do that again.
I'm going to take Atlanta at home against the Saints. Somehow the Falcons seem to be on a hot streak.
I'm taking the Saints. No surprise there.
Give me the Bengals at home against the Browns.
Always pick the Bengals. They got cool helmets.
I don't pick them because of their cool helmets. I pick them because they're a better team. Indy with Old Man Rivers losing the 3 games that he started at Houston. Rivers probably not going to be the starting quarterback, so give me Houston at home to take care of business against Indianapolis.
I'm taking Indy.
I'm going Jacksonville, of course. I think they're going to beat the brakes off of Tennessee. I don't think it's going to be a.
I'll take Tennessee. I'll take Green Bay.
Give me Minnesota at home. The Packers are a disaster right now. They're locked into their spot, so they're just waiting to figure out who they're going to play. They got nothing to prove, nothing to play for in the final week of the regular season. So I'm taking Minnesota at home.
Cowboys.
I'm going to take Giants at home. I don't know what's going on there, but they got the win last weekend. And I'm going to take them over Dallas. I hate the Cowboys. I think they're bums. I think Buffalo's going to take care of the Jets because the Jets have quit.
Me too.
They've quit essentially on everybody. Give me the Bears at home.
I'm taking the Bears.
I'm taking all these home teams.
Yeah.
I got to take the Chargers. I know. Look, this is my stupid pick of the week. The only reason is because I'm trying to will it to happen, because if Denver loses and the Patriots win, then the Pats get the 1 seed. Chargers are going to be resting their quarterback along with everybody else, so they've got no chance in hell to beat Denver at Mile High, but gamblers gamble, and I'm gambling. Give me the Rams at home to fix whatever the hell happened on Monday Night Football against the Falcons.
I'm taking that, too.
Taking the Arizona Cardinals to town. Kansas City at Vegas.
I'm taking Kansas City because of the Raiders.
I don't even know what to... Kansas City's been so bad.
I know, but that's...
Give me the Vegas Raiders at home. They're going to win one for the Gip. They're going to win one for Pete. Pats at home over the Dolphins. That's a $60...
Miami all the way.
That's a $60 win for me. Hot sauce. I'm coming for that money. I can't wait. Philly, essentially with nothing to prove, they're still going to be winning against the Washington Commanders at home on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon.
I'm taking the Commanders.
And then the final game of the weekend, the big one, this is for the AFC North, Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Give me the Ravens and Derrick Henry rushing all over Aaron Rodgers, up and down his backside, stomping a mud hole in him and walking it dry.
For my mama.
That is our Week 18 Pigskin Picks. The contest is over. I have officially won. Jean cannot catch me in Week 18. She is trailing by 28 games.
Quiet and
she has absolutely sucked this season. She's a horrible human being. She probably kicks children when she's out and about.
Yes, that's
And now
for sure.
she's going to make me some seafood paella.
Can you go back to the you won this week's picks part and start over with that? Like, hey, you had the... So I can just close my eyes here.
It's been
relax
fun dominating you all season. I knew this was going to happen, and I look forward to my seafood paella. It's going to taste so delicious.
Can you just go back to that, please?
I'll let you know after this weekend when the Patriots play and what time I expect the seafood paella to show up at my house.
It's not when you expect it. It's when I
it's happening.
Possibly get around to it.
You cannot. I will thrash you every single day on the radio until it happens.
It probably won't be happening until closer to the Super Bowl. So you just got to reel it in.
It is going to happen as soon as the Patriots start playing playoff football.
I'll tell you when it's going to happen, and it's going to be closer to the Super Bowl. Maybe Super Bowl
It's going to be delicious and wonderful to see you finally...
Try to go towards early February.
Make
January
the seafood paella that you promised me so many years ago. So many years ago. Dozens of years ago, I was promised a seafood paella as I was about to go on the slab.
Hey, what would you like to eat when you're better?
Brenda said, texted in and said, congratulations, Brian. You eating all that shrimp paella yourself. It's not shrimp paella, it's seafood paella. Therefore, that infers that there's more than one seafood in there. And yes, I am going to eat it all by myself. I'm an only child and I don't share. So yes, that is going to be all for me. Seafood paella.
More like February. Just
can't wait. You're going to be fine. Hey, it's happening. That's all I know is it's happening. Jean's finally going to make good on the promise she made me as a dear friend dozens of years ago.
Promise. It's a suggestion.
As I was about to be operated on, could have died on the slab. Promised me seafood paella as a get well present.
What would you like to eat when you're better?
As a get well present. She promised to make it for me, and she never did. Never did.
Nope.
All these years, she could have made up for it easily by making one round of seafood paella. Never thought of me in any way, shape, or form.
That's not true.
Doesn't care.
Definitely.
She's a completely horrible person.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's believing that.
Yeah. Terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
So bad that they gave her a bench at Riverside Park. The consolation prize. Seafood paella. It's been nice. It's been fun to beat you handily all week, all
Glad
weeks.
I'm off tomorrow. This victory feels good. Good way to go out.
18 weeks, and you beat me in two of the 18.
2 in this last part of it, too.
Oh, yeah. That really makes a difference, the fact that they were so close to each other. They were finally coming around the bends.
Yes.
Yeah.
If this only went on for like 36 weeks, I might be.
It's a sprint, not a marathon. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, the contest is over. We'll obviously still take a look at our picks next week after Week 18 wraps up, and I'll keep you updated on my seafood paella. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. Speaking of New Year, we're going to be talking about some New Year's resolutions here in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Funeral portraits. Got a text from Dave, who said Jethro Tull has to keep making albums to block Metallica at the Grammys. At one time in the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow Jethro Tull won in the Was it best metal performance category or some crap like that? Brenda texted in, wanted to know if I was going to eat all the shrimp paella myself. Number one, it's seafood paella, not shrimp. Number two, of course I am, and I'm an only child and I don't share. She said, you sound like Mike, he doesn't share either.
Married to a only child, I take it?
Either that or he's just a smart man who doesn't like to share. Hey, look, if you want what I'm eating, order it yourself. Not some commie that has to cut up their pizza and share it with people. Stupid.
I do like sharing.
It's dumb. What a waste of time. Get your own.
I like it.
Tom from Cashton said, you the best. And Selective Hearing Stu texted in and said, here you go, Gene. Tell him to shut up and eat this. He included a link to a fresh cooked seafood paella by Easy Paella. And it's like a bag.
It's like a bag.
It's like $30.
Comes in a bag.
Meal for two, fully cooked. I'm sure that's delightful.
Ooh, just microwave it?
I'm guessing it's microwavable. Yeah, award-winning paella.
Ooh,
yeah,
it's award-winning.
Yeah, I'm sure. Awards aren't that hard to come by in this day and age. Everybody gets a ribbon. Remember that. Pre-cooked in small batches and frozen with shrimp, calamari, and mussels.
There we go.
2 moderate portions made in the U.S. from a Spanish recipe.
How many stars? It got stars? It's got how many stars on it?
I'm sure it's got all the stars on the website it's on. It says it won the best paella in the world at the International Paella Contest in Valencia. Oh, my God.
See?
Frozen paella.
Right there. Valencia.
How many other people entered the contest? 2?
It just made it in Valencia. It was award-winning.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Boy, Selective Hearing Stu must like eating the trash out of the bottom of a dumpster. If that's your go-to,
4.7. Come on.
Yeah. Don't buy that. I'll throw it in the trash right in front of you. That doesn't count.
Oh, this has a great taste.
That doesn't
right
count.
There.
Does not count.
Excellent product.
Love your product, man. Top resolutions for 2026. New poll says it's basically the same. What is it? Meet the new guy, same as the old guy? Something like that. New survey released last week revealed that 31% of Americans, adults in the U.S., will come up with a resolution of some sort or set some sort of goal heading into the new year. The most common resolution, exercising more. 25% of people say it remains a top priority.
I would guess that. That would be my guess.
You might not be able to guess what number 2 is. Top resolutions of 2026 recent survey of Americans.
So
number 1
exercise.
Specifically exercise, not getting healthy, not eating healthy.
Yeah, just more exercise. Does it have to do with saving money, maybe? Finances,
it does not.
Money? Okay, number 2 is not that.
It's a bit, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
It's not a concrete, solid thing. It's more of like a idea.
Okay.
A concept, if you will. Being happy came in at 23%. So whatever that takes.
Trying to look at things glass half full.
Then eating healthier came in at number 3.
Okay, that's
22% of the vote.
Exercise, eating healthy.
Saving more money at number 4, 21%. And then improving physical health also at 21% for our top resolutions. The poll noted that respondents under the age of 45 are more likely to resolve to save more money, pursue a career goal, improve their mental health, and learn something new. Women are also more likely than men to want to lose weight and to be more happy. Americans overall appear more optimistic that they will follow through on their resolutions this year.
I think we're always optimistic in the end of December, beginning of January.
39% of people in the poll who plan on deciding on a resolution say it's very likely they will uphold it. Well, it's easy to say that when you're not doing it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
While 50% of people think it's somewhat likely and only 5% believe it's not very likely that they'll follow through. More generally speaking, according to this poll, 32% of adults in the U.S. believe that adopting a resolution will help better themselves, while 10% said it will make the upcoming year worse. And 42% think that having a goal doesn't have an impact on anything.
Just keep in mind that the Quitter's Day or Resolution Break Day or Ditch New Year's
like January 21st, right?
17th, as a matter of
17th,
fact.
okay.
17th.
3 weeks is usually, right, the window of time.
It unofficially marks the date when most people give up on those things you just said.
Wow.
Due to unrealistic planning.
Because it takes longer than 3 weeks to see any results.
Motivation.
Even on Wegovy and all the other ones, it takes a little longer than that.
Yes. So
some of the other resolutions that were included in the poll: losing weight, improving mental health, learning something new, spending more time with your family, praying more, reading more, improving relationships with your friends or family, paying down debts, which is essentially the same as saving more money, improving your home or life organization, traveling, quitting a bad habit.
And they say one of the things to help not quit is to look at those goals instead of saying like...
Well, instead of saying I want to lose 60 pounds, say I want to lose 5 pounds.
Right. Or
12
instead
times.
of I want to lose weight this year and have it be that. Have it be I'm going to lose 3 pounds in January. Or I want to save more money this year. I'm going to, whatever, not... get a pizza once a week or whatever.
Smaller goals are easier to achieve.
Yes. Make room for flexibility.
Yes. But once the holidays are over, a lot of people jump into dry January, right? Stop drinking. Which can make you more miserable because you don't have that outlet, right? You don't have that.
Well, about 3 weeks. So
that
figure out how
savior.
you're going to back that up if you're looking for that actual personal growth.
New Year's resolutions. People be making them still to this day. All the big ones represented in the top 5. Losing weight, being healthier, trying to be more happy, save some money, physical health, all that stuff. Not shocking. Grant Bills is going to join us here in just a bit. Host of the Wisco Sports Show. We'll talk to him about his Christmas, see how things went. Saw a picture with his brother and sister.
Siblings. Right on the ice. It looked like they were out...
Find out what his plans are for New Year's. See what he's got going on for the big holiday coming up this week. And then, of course, we'll also talk, obviously, about the Packers and what the hell's going on there at the end of the season as they get ready for playoff action. All of that and then some coming up in the next hour or so. Right now, it's Foo Fighters.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Little early this week, but normally at about 8:15 on Tuesdays, we talk to the one and only Grant Bills, host of the Wisco Sports Show. You can hear his station or his show every weekday afternoon from 4 until 6 on stations all across Wisconsin, like WKTY in La Crosse and Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire. And did I just hear you're getting some additions? Are we allowed to speak about this, or is this under wraps?
No, not under wraps.
All right, if you get me fired, then thank you very much, because I really need to get a better job that pays me money, actual money.
This is exciting news. Tell us more about your stations.
Well, it is exciting. My evening drive show from 4 to 6, and then our morning show with Ebo over the line. We'll be on in Appleton starting Monday. Appleton and Oshkosh, 2 stations up there.
Nice in the Fox Valley. That's big.
The Fox Valley. The Fox Valley loves their rock music, by the way, I'm told.
Let me guess. You're not getting paid any extra, even though you're getting on extra stations.
Why was that your first question?
Yes,
because I work in radio and I know all too well how radio works. Is this day one for you or what?
Fox Valley is very exciting, Grant. I'm happy for you.
That's Gene. This job is its own reward, Simpson. I've always said.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, boy, you drank that Kool-Aid
When
real
does
fast.
that start? Next
What's up,
week?
Jim Jones?
Monday.
Awesome. Very good.
Jim Jones. Jim Jones is really just looking for more affiliates. That's what he was looking for, just a wider reach.
Got him in the jungle, and then they drank that Kool-Aid. Grant Bills, let's do away with the puffery and get to the business at hand. Packers, what the hell happened? What are we looking at? They're locked into, the 7th seed? We don't know who they're going to play yet, but they're an absolute disaster, dumpster fire going into the playoffs. They've got injuries. They've got problems on offense. They can't seem to get anything right. They're going to be on the road. What are we expecting from the Packers in the final week of the regular season against Minnesota? Are they going to even try to win that game, or are they just going to rest all their starters and try to get healthy for game 1 of the playoffs?
Well, they're going to have to play. They have to send certain players out there. It's not like they can only send crappy no-name guys. They're going to have to play some guys, but I would expect their important ones to sit. This is a meaningless game, so I'm not going to act like it's a big deal whether they win or lose one way or another. So if they lose, They're going to finish this season, 9-7-1. They're going to be the 7th seed for the 3rd straight year, which I think matters. I don't think being a wild card kills you. It's possible to win playoff games from a wild card position. But this team is now the 7th seed for the 3rd straight year. And when you're the 7th seed or a wild card, you're not winning your division, which means, Simpson, you're not consistently playing a high level of football start to finish. You're starting slow, or you're finishing poorly, or you're losing games that you shouldn't lose. And the Packers have lost a bunch of those this year. That's why they're the 7th seed. They should be winning this division. They're better than the Bears.
And not only winning, but competing. And they're not competing right now because the Bears and the Lions, obviously the Lions took a step back after they lost their 2 coordinators this year, but you see them maybe making a return to the top of the NFC North next season. But the Packers just seem to be middling, and they're not getting any better.
Well, look, they're good. Very, very, very good, very talented team. The problem is the last 3 years is evidence of this. And maybe the first of the Jordan Love years isn't a good year because he was just figuring out how to be a starter. So just looking at the last 2, you can bake into this team, and with Matt LaFleur now, 2 or 3 or 4 losses throughout the year where you go, yeah, you really shouldn't have lost that one. And those pile up. And instead of being, whatever the Bears are, I don't know it off the top of my head, an 11-win team that's won the division in Week 17, you're 9-6-1. And you're clinging to life in the 7th seed, and you're trying to figure out, okay, are we going to have to go to Philly or Chicago the first round of the playoffs? Now, the injuries that's a separate thing. They've had terrible injury luck. They've lost a couple of their biggest stars. But, that's not why they lost to the Browns or the Panthers or the Cowboys or even the Bears 2 weeks ago. I know they didn't have Micah Parsons, Jordan Love, or Christian Watson in there, or not Christian Watson, but Micah Parsons in that game. But if they field an onside kick, they win. So, yes, the injuries hurt, and the injuries are really going to, be a detriment to them trying to win any playoff games. But injuries this year are not the reason why they're 9-6-1 and fighting for their playoff life. They should have won the division even with the injuries.
Well, we'll see what happens. Obviously, as you mentioned, the game in Minnesota doesn't really have any sort of say in what happens for them. But I think momentum makes a difference. And I
agree.
Especially if you have to play right away in wild card weekend and you don't have the bye, which you're not going to have. But, getting a win, especially after as bad as this, last month has been for the Packers, getting that win and feeling positive, especially against the division rival. There is some juice in that game, obviously, because it is between the Packers and the Vikings. And then you go into Philly or Chicago and you say, all right, hey, we're coming out of it. We got to win, and we're on the right track, and maybe you feel a little bit more hopeful going into the wild card round.
Which, by the way, I don't think the Eagles or the Bears are unbeatable. I think both are very beatable.
Well, look at the Eagles. The Eagles haven't been able to put up any points on anybody. I mean, they almost lost that game to Buffalo, who played like absolute dog crap for an entire game. Until they, marched down the field in 6 minutes and scored a couple of TDs, but still.
They have quarters and halves where their offense just disappears.
Yeah.
Just goes away. And watching the Rams last night, that's not a juggernaut. The Niners might be the 1 seed, but their offense can't stop a nosebleed, or their defense can't stop a nosebleed. So that's another really disappointing thing is I look around the NFC, there's no juggernauts. There's no unbeatable teams. The Packers would be capable of beating all of these teams, but now they're really hurt. And they're going to have to do it 3 straight times on the road because of their inability to put teams away like the Browns and the Panthers and the Cowboys. So it feels like the same thing for the 3rd straight year. And I think that's why the Matt LaFleur offseason discussion got really interesting after what happened on Saturday night. And Simpson, you're right. Momentum is a real thing. I just think all details aside, you can't lose 3 straight games in December.
No, you
just can't lose 3 straight games. I don't even really care what it looks like or who it's to. You just can't lose 3 straight games in December.
Grant Bills, host of the Wisco Sports Show, on the phone with us each and every Tuesday. Speaking of LaFleur, let's assume that the Packers, whether they win or lose this weekend, doesn't matter. They go into the wild card round. They play Philly. They play the Bears, whoever they play, and they lose that game. Let's say they lose it pretty handily, right? It's not even a contest. He's out, right? He's got to be gone.
Well, this is what I led my show with last night, is it feels like it's trending towards the first-round exits. So let's live in that reality. I think it's fair. I don't think this is pessimistic. I think if you would have asked Packers fans at the beginning of the year, they started 2-0, and you said, all right, what would Matt LaFleur have to do to get fired? You'd have to say, well, ugly first-round loss in the playoffs. And fast forward all these months later, that's what they're staring at. That's what they're looking at. I don't put this year, and I don't put a couple of their losses on Matt LaFleur. I don't think they lost in Chicago because of Matt LaFleur. In fact, I actually thought he coached his ass off in that game. They couldn't field an onside kick. Or Denver, right, with their injuries. I don't think in the micro, week by week, Matt LaFleur has had a bad year. It's more now his 6th or 7th year. I can never keep track of how many years he's been here. It's the 3rd straight year of being the 7th seed. Their inability to put away bad teams, which has prevented them from winning the division. Or last year, their inability to win in the division. I just think the body of work for Matt LaFleur is mounting against him. And I know some people would say, well, how are you going to fire Matt LaFleur? Look at what he's done with Malik Willis. Yeah, I get that, but like that's a small part of what a head coach is responsible for. Like, yeah, making the quarterback look good, that's a big part of the head coaching job, but that's not all of it. And I think the rest of it is what's up against Matt LaFleur. So yeah, I think if they lose in the first round, I think Ed Policy at the very least would have a really difficult decision to make. And I think if there was a reality this year that was going to get Matt LaFleur fired, that would be the one. If he's not fired after that, I just don't think Ed Policy was ever going to do it. Let's put it that way.
Grant Bill's on the phone with us talking about the Packers. There's obviously a lot of moving around that could happen this weekend in the NFL. Looking forward to that final. Are there any other matchups that you're watching, in the NFC or the AFC that you're intrigued by that could play a pivotal role in who does what in the playoffs?
Well, I think Niners Seahawks, right? Like that's old school NFC West. Remember those old teams when it was Harbaugh, Pete Carroll,
yeah.
Richard Sherman, Michael Crabtree,
like boom.
Yeah, this division, man. So that for sure, Shanahan versus McDonald. The NFC South is just kind of funny, interesting. Like the NFC South is going to be decided between the Saints and the Falcons. And neither of them can actually win the division, but the division's going to be decided by who wins that game, which I just think is really funny.
I think it's funny what happened to Baker Mayfield. I mean, we were talking about him in the middle of the season as an MVP candidate. The guy was out there balling. You're like a resurgence, kind of like a Sam Darnold, Geno Smith kind of thing. And now all of a sudden they're a dumpster fire, and you can't win for trying.
And I'm also interested to see if your guy Drake May can win the MVP, because I think Stafford did himself no favors at all last night with that debacle in Atlanta. I can't believe the Rams lost that game. So I guess that's the other thing I'm interested in. I mostly detest your team and your sports market, although in previous years I've come around to it, Simpson. I think Drake May, I think he should be the MVP. He beat up on one of the worst schedules I've ever seen, but I think he should probably be the MVP.
Yeah, look, 5 touchdowns against the Jets who have quit. You're talking about a team whose defense allowed Patriots offensive linemen to pick up their running backs and carry them an extra 5 to 10 yards down the field after they had been stopped at the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's a sign of a team that's quit. So 5 touchdowns against them. Yeah, it's great. It's fun. And it's a nice win, 42-10. And I love beating the Jets. But it doesn't, what I'm looking at is 90% completion. You know what I mean? The guy, it seems like they can't drop a pass. And you're watching it, and I'm just like, God, it's like, where was this? Where were we the last 4 or 5 years after Brady left?
Coach of the year should be Vrabel or Shanahan. I think what Shanahan's done with the Niners has been unbelievable. They've lost all their good players. Like, the Packers are injured, yeah. The Niners lost Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. Brandon Ayuk hasn't been there all year. Like, Trent Williams went down on Monday or Sunday night against the Bears. Didn't matter. They end up winning. Like, I think what that coaching staff has done, as impressive as Vrabel has been, and of course his guy Josh McDaniels, his offensive coordinator, that's a tough choice. With Coach of the Year, there's normally more than one deserving guy. I think both of those guys would deserve it, but I think Drake May would be an MVP. I learned this morning, Simpson, the Jets don't have a single interception this year. Is that true?
Yes.
Or did someone? That's almost impossible to believe.
Yeah, it's Jets gonna Jets. I love the Jets because they are a guaranteed 2-game layup. Even the years that Rex Ryan was there and he got our number a couple of times, it was just write it into the contract. You're going to beat the Jets twice every year, and they're going to be an absolute dumpster fire. So, switching gears, let's talk about Giannis's return. He scored 29 and a windmill dunk, got the benches clearing against the Bulls, and then we've got another win last night. There's 2 in a row. He made some statements about finding their identity. Are you feeling more confident that he's going to stay, or are we like looking at a guy who's just saying what needs to be said in the media?
Well, I mean, until he asks to go, yeah, he's going to be here. I don't know if him and his agents just expect the Bucks to trade him at some point, but unless he comes out and says, I am demanding to be traded, he's going to be a Buck. So the performance from him where he's like, well, I don't know, it's out of my control. Like, dude, there's no one more in control of their situation in the world than you. So I think what's best for the Bucks now, and these last 2 games are mostly probably a pretty good example of this, they need to be boring. Like, they need to play basketball games. They need to win more games than they lose. And they just need to kind of not make headlines other than they're stacking wins and climbing out of this hole in which they've dug themselves. Like, we can't have a different Giannis headline every day. I actually didn't like the windmill dunk at the end of the Bulls game, because sometimes, man, like, I love Giannis. Sometimes he'll do stuff where, like, do you really need to, like with the Pacers last year, with the game ball and the record was that 2 years ago where he's chasing him down the tunnel. It's like, could you just chill? Could you just chill? Could you grow up just a bit? So the Bulls dunk, whatever, it wasn't that big of a deal. I guess it got his team charged up, and that's the explanation he gave after the game, which, all right, that's fair. This team needs to be charged up. But what I think the Bucks need right now, they just need to be boring. They just need to win a couple of games every week and build a base. Because remember, and we've talked about this, the Bucks built this roster to complement Giannis. They did not build this roster like the last couple of years where it's like, well, when Giannis gets hurt, we'll be better. Like, no, this roster is designed to play with Giannis. So now Giannis is healthy, and he looks really good, actually. Like, they just need to be boring. And I think the last two wins, these last two games, mostly have been, a product of that. Absolutely, Gene. Just win games.
Play basketball and win games.
Grant, yes. Jean has something she'd like to divulge.
Yes.
About her New Year's Eve plans.
Oh.
This isn't, you're not going to be upset about this at all. I took your Dynamite family idea. And I translated that into the New Year's celebration at our house. So we were having a supper club menu.
Yeah.
For 12. So all the kids and friends and roommates who don't get to eat good food.
No
usually,
salad bar, though.
No salad bar. No salad bar. But we have a menu with some drink choices. Right, we're gonna do some maybe a chocolate martini. How's that sound? A citrus. There's a citrus punch on there, and then we're doing a salad, and we're doing an entree, and a potato on the side, and some creamed spinach, and then are you ready? We're finishing the meal off with a grasshopper.
See, Simpson,
so
how can you just like
that? Frozen.
What about the menu thing? You didn't even tell me about this.
And I'm making the menu. I mean, on Canva, I'm making and printing menus for all of the kids that are coming over to eat.
Yeah, my family did that. I sent a picture to Gene. I skipped your number in my phone when I was sending that to people I care about.
You don't care that I am doing that. That doesn't bother you, right? It's a great idea.
Why? It's a great idea. It's fun. It's perfect for your family because you guys are always getting together and doing things. I don't know anyone on the planet who would have a problem with that other than the man you are currently sharing the studio with.
It's a good idea, and I'm expanding it from Christmas to New Year's and giving everybody a good base and there's and then. It's nice, Steve. How was your Christmas, by the way?
Oh, it was excellent. I got to spend a lot of time with my siblings. Me and my siblings were not all home at the same time very often, so that's always very nice. We got to go down in the lake. My parents live on a lake, so we got to do some ice skating.
Was there a lot of hand-holding with your mom while you were ice skating? Did you hold her hand?
Skating, I like that. Ice skating.
Such a normal human activity that we were doing as a family, Simpson. I don't know why you have to go there, but no hand-holding.
You says the guy who gives Brady a hard time for kissing his kid on the lips.
That's so different. Why is it? That doesn't even...
Ice skating and holding your mom's hand?
You should give him a hard time for kissing his kid on the lips. What are you talking about?
Hey, Grant, can you tell me just quickly, because I saw the two menus for 2 years in a row. What is late night Keck's Northern Exposure?
Oh, it's interesting that you asked. That is an ice cream drink that is made at the supper club down the way from my parents. It's named after a family friend, Nancy Keckenberg, who now resides in Milwaukee. It's funny you should ask. Thank you for asking this. It's raspberry, basically. So it's just
the late night
vanilla
exposure.
ice cream, Chambord, and there's one other booze in there. What goes into ice cream?
Kahlua maybe, or Bailey's or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly. But okay, that's
I stuck a Spritz, a Christmas cookie right in the top. That's a nice little
over the edge. You're living on the edge, Grant. You are a crazy
out,
man.
Huh? Real pinky out.
All right.
It's basically just look, Simpson. You make fun of the ice cream drink. I'm not drinking them to get drunk. It's a dessert. That's all it is.
It's a Wisconsin dessert. That's true.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you.
Did you and your roommates exchange gifts, by the way?
No, we didn't.
Any files or?
No,
like
we did
inside
not.
of shoes or anything?
Keys,
last night, the gift I received...
a little hide a key. You can put that somewhere in case you might need it for a situation.
No, it didn't happen. What?
We have a statue in the front yard for that. It goes under there. Last night, the gift I got from my roommate was Guns N' Roses until 11:45. So pardon me for being a little crabby this morning.
It sounds like...
but no, that's about it.
Sounds like the kind of guy you want to live with, the guy who cranks some GNR till 11:30.
Well, congratulations on the new affiliates in the Fox Valley. Your voice will resonate there. I'm sure that's very exciting. And we will have a great New Year's celebration. And we'll talk to you in 2026.
Yeah, next Tuesday.
Happy New Year. Next week we can sing Old Lang Syne. We can celebrate.
Awesome.
Have a great New Year. I'll talk to you next week.
Grant Bills, host of the Wisco Sports Show, joining us on the phone each and every Tuesday at about 8:15 to talk Wisco sports.
I guess I maybe would have tried to choke it down.
Yeah. That's Grant for you, trying to choke things down.
I just want to know who the starting shortstop.
Starting shortstop.
I have an raspberry Chambord ice cream.
What is it? Kex?
Kex Northern Exposure. That's what it's called.
Sounds almost like the Robert Redford, but with ice cream.
I don't know. I thought they went outside and stood and looked at the stars, so I didn't even know it was a drink.
The Robert Redford is it's vodka, it's Chambord, and cranberry juice.
It's like that with ice cream.
You two guys.
Grant and Bills. There he is.
This is a fancy little menu I typed up for everyone for the meal.
I'm doing a thing. It's a thing I'm doing for New Year's.
I would expect you to do it.
Do you want to come over?
No, I don't. Not unless you're making my seafood paella.
No, come on over.
Are you making seafood paella?
I'll add a couple menus. I'll print out a couple more.
Dude. The last thing I want to do is be in your house with what? How many people?
12.
Oh.
On New Year's
All
Eve.
under the age of 25?
No, me and my husband
How many
and my
people are
best
my
friend
age?
will be there.
There's 3. How many people other than that are my age?
There'll be 3 and then you.
I want nothing to do with all those
4
young people. I don't know how you listen to them talk.
Yes.
I can't stand it.
It'll be fun.
Oh my God.
It'll be fun.
Bad News Heavy Music is coming up next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Well, the Nickelodeon kid's back on the streets.
Okay.
The story that captivated a lot of people over the last couple of weeks. The former Nickelodeon star who was found on the streets struggling with drugs and homelessness and all that stuff. Lots of support came from former co-stars. One of his former co-stars apparently got him a hotel room and, got him some food and some clothes and tried to get him into a rehab program.
This is Tyler Chase.
Tyler Chase is officially back on the streets. The struggling Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide alumni, who is 36 years young, was expected to enter a rehab facility after he was placed on a 72-hour involuntary psychiatric hold last week. However, the former Nickelodeon star was reportedly released from the hold before being able to get the help that he needed, and now he's back on the streets. They were supposed to hold him and then transport him to a detox facility that we had arranged, said former Mighty Duck star Shaun Weiss. Instead, they let him out without contacting any of us. Weiss, along with another person, Jacob Harris, major advocates of Tyler Chase ever since it was revealed that he was homeless and living on the streets of Southern California earlier this year. Harris found Chase back on the streets of Riverside after his 72-hour hold last week. Once again, called a mental health crisis team to evaluate the alumni from Ned's Declassified.
Yeah, now they're like, now what do we do?
The crisis team was said to have once again determined that Chase was a danger to himself and that the homeless ex-Nickelodeon star was, quote, smoking meth during the evaluation with no shoes or jacket in the freezing cold. And despite determining that Chase was a danger to himself, the crisis team reportedly left him out on the streets.
Yeah, they're trying.
Yeah.
He's got to obviously want to be in that situation. So they found him behind a 7-Eleven, apparently, on December 22nd. That's when
Shaun Weiss, who, of course, we remember as Goldberg the goalie, had, a lot of struggles on his own. He's been very transparent about that.
Wants to get him help.
Tyler Chase hopefully can get some help from some other people as well. But yeah, Daniel Curtis Lee, one of his co-stars from that show, got him the hotel room, got him some clothes. They were all working to try to get this guy into some
from the whole
rehab facilities, and just doesn't look like that's going to happen right away. Elsewhere in Texas, former substitute teacher and her boyfriend, not just her, arrested for having inappropriate sexual contact with a child along with possession of child pornography. Madison Page Jones hit with 1 charge of aggravated sexual assault of a child, 2 counts of indecency with a child, 1 count of possession of child pornography following her arrest on December 19th. She was booked into the jail there on a $90,000 bond. All smiles in her mugshot, too.
Jeez, is she really?
Oh, yeah. Big smile on her face and batting her eyelashes. Police say that Jones, who was a substitute at the Midlothian Independent School District, had not committed the alleged crimes at the district schools or involving any district students.
So it's not their district, it's just some other kid.
Yeah. In the past year, she has subbed 4 times in that school district, including 1 day at Heritage High School on November 19th and 3 days at Baxter Elementary. The district said it reassured families in a letter that it no longer employed her after learning of her alleged crimes, saying that the substitute teacher is no longer employed by this district, followed its required reporting procedures with the Texas Education Agency. Following her arrest, a second suspect, 37-year-old Zachary Dondlinger, was arrested in connection with the case. Dondlinger nabbed by authorities on December 23rd, charged with sexual performance by a child.
So this is her boyfriend?
Apparently, yeah. Police say that Jones and Dondlinger were in a relationship. Authorities have not released any details about the suspect's alleged crimes, but obviously they've got some sort of information and probably some evidence there about these two. Now charged in a child sexual assault investigation.
Ugh.
Going to Florida now. A couple of stories out of Florida. The first one is about a bell ringer. Normally that's a really good thing.
Were they faking it again with fake bells, fake kettle, pretending to be people that they weren't? No?
Hashtag Florida man arrested after investigators say he tried to attack a grocery store manager while working as a red kettle ringer. According to the Martin County Sheriff's Office, the suspect, a guy named Stephen Pavlik, was hired as a Salvation Army bell ringer this holiday season to collect donations at the Publix grocery store. But instead of spreading holiday cheer, Pavlik acted more like a bad Santa, becoming intoxicated on duty and aggressively confronting people walking by, creating a major disturbance outside the store.
I'm going to go ring bells and slam a bottle of vodka and then become that's big plans, right?
Well,
it's nice that you're volunteering.
It's like a 2-hour shift, man. You can't keep it together for a couple hours. You can't wait till you get done to go pound some beers.
Well, you could sign up for multiple shifts, but that's your thing. I'm going to go volunteer, do good things for my community, and then just become a hazard, a problem.
But yeah, apparently this guy was legitimately supposed to be there, ringing the bell for the Salvation Army, but decided to pound some Four Locos or whatever the hell his drug of choice is, and start causing a disturbance as people were walking by, probably talking all sorts of craziness.
And I heard his voice saying, "That's right. You ain't going to SHIT right for a month."
Bad Santa, indeed. According to the deputies, it gets worse. When this gentleman was confronted by the manager of the grocery store, Pavlik allegedly, quote, became violent and attempted to impale the manager with the donations kettle tripod. So you know how they're standing on? I don't know. I guess I don't remember what the top of that thing looks like. If it's rounded or if it's blunt or if it's sharp and pointy.
Taking the bucket out and making it be a javelin.
But apparently, yes, tried to take that thing and stab somebody with it.
This is Merry Christmas.
Investigators say the manager was not hurt, but Pavlik ran from the scene, was later found at his home and arrested by deputies. He was booked into jail, facing aggravated assault and resisting arrest charges. Hashtag Florida man rides again. Oh, thank you very much for ringing the bell. It makes such a difference.
Yes.
We heard the stats, right? All the different, the amount of money.
That's what I'm saying. You go to better your community and then you try to stab a restaurant owner with the bell.
Yes. Not the bell, the tripod.
I know, but essentially.
The tripod, the metal stand that the thing, the bell, the bucket's hanging on.
I know.
This guy. Yikes. Probably not going to be ringing the bells anytime soon again. Last but not least, staying in the great state of Florida because there's just so much craziness down there. Christmas Day. Go out with your family for a nice meal in Miami. Next thing you know, Mom of the Year tries to shoot you because you were being disrespectful. Police in Miami say that a Christmas Day meal took a violent turn after a Florida woman shot her son following an argument that began over brunch and then escalated outside of the busy restaurant. 50-year-old Rosetta Levette Smith went with her son on Christmas afternoon to eat at a Red Rooster, popular neighborhood spot.
Okay, I like this so far. They're going out to eat on Christmas Day. I like this. Some togetherness.
What was meant to be a nice family outing
Yes.
reportedly became tense inside the restaurant, where Smith accused her son of behaving in a disrespectful manner towards her and other relatives. According to the investigators, the cops down there, the disagreement did not end when the meal did. Instead, it carried on into the parking lot where both Smith and her son got into her vehicle. Argument intensifying in close quarters now inside the vehicle, prompting the son to get out.
Christmas is hard on people, isn't it? It's just
That's when the situation turned violent. Investigators claim that Smith followed her son out of the vehicle and fired a single gunshot.
Oh, now she's shooting at him?
Striking him in the left thigh.
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
When the officers got there, they found the man on the ground bleeding, provided emergency care at the scene before transporting him to the hospital where he was listed in stable condition.
This is the AK-47 assault rifle, the preferred weapon of your enemy.
My mom shot
it makes
me.
a distinctive sound when fired at you, so remember it.
I don't think she had an
Christmas
AK-47, but on
Shot a
Christmas
kid.
Day, she was packing.
You don't forget that holiday very
FAFO.
easily. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those that's going to go down in all of history.
Smith was no longer at the restaurant when the cops got there, but authorities say she did not remain at large for very long.
Probably not
Miami
gonna-
Police Department's domestic violence felony apprehension team later located her, took her into custody the very same day. During questioning, Smith told investigators she acted in self-defense. Claimed her son threatened to assault her after refusing to leave her vehicle. Said she feared for her safety based on his past behavior. Which all may be true, but from the story, it sounds like he got out of the car.
Right.
And then she got out and then shot him.
I think they're going to probably not spend holidays together. You know what I mean? Like maybe make alternative plans for Easter. It's not.
What do you think he's going to get her for Mother's Day?
I think that
After she shot him in the leg. She was booked into the correctional facility, held without bond. Records show she faces a charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. That carries severe penalties under Florida law, by the way. So she may not be getting out for next Christmas, let alone New Year's this year.
Ever fired your gun up in the air and gone, ah? No, I have not ever fired my gun up in the air and gone, ah.
I did shoot at my son one time, though.
on Christmas, actually.
Yeah, Christmas Day after he took me out for a nice brunch. We show up, we have some eggs, some bacon, some sausages, maybe
Red
some
Rooster,
mimosas.
Didn't we go to the Red Rooster
Maybe we
that
have some
time?
pancakes or
We
waffles.
went there.
It's delightful. There's probably a fruit cup. And then the next thing you know, I'm shooting my son in the leg in the parking lot in broad daylight.
Well,
Mother of the Year award.
that family needs some help, probably.
Or just, maybe don't be a family anymore.
Or that.
Bad news, happy music. We'll get to our daily check-ins after Jet.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello?
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website. Head there for all of our contact info. And don't forget, you can also download the apps. 95.7 The Rock, 92.9 The X. You can get in touch with us with voicemails, pictures, videos. And you can also win stuff on the apps. Register to win.
Lots of stuff for free.
Michael texted in, said, for Mother's Day, you dig the bullet out of your leg, make it into a necklace.
I was going to say that, but yeah. How about this beautiful
That's the
piece
gift
of...
that keeps on giving, Clark. Thanks, Mike. Brian texted in while we were talking to Grant Bills. I didn't see it in time. He said, can you ask Grant if Green Bay would fire their GM as well? I don't know if they would go double duty. That's just me talking. I don't have any insight on that. That's a lot of cleaning house to get rid of the coach and the GM in one offseason. When you've got a playoff team, you're just looking for whatever it is that takes you to the next step.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of people have been saying coach,
So
haven't they?
it feels
for
like it would be a one or the other type situation as opposed to maybe.
7 years
or
now
both.
or something? It's been...
Yeah, but again, you got 7-8 years and you haven't really gone up a step. You've just sort of been right here on this level. Tom texted in, said, you the best, referring to my win in our Pigskin Picks contest where Gene has to make me seafood paella. I'm so far ahead with only 1 week remaining that the contest is over. But we still made our picks for week 18. A rubber nose in it when we get back to work next week. Brenda said, congratulations, Brian. You eating all that paella yourself? Of course I am. I'm an only child. I do not share. I don't like to share. I begrudgingly do share with my wife because I'm married to her.
You are.
But I don't like to share. She said that I sound like her husband, Mike. He does not share either. Here's the thing with sharing.
Tell me about it.
There's plenty of stuff in the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you want to eat part of what I'm eating, then just get your own. You don't need to have mine.
I just want a bite, though. I
don't
just
care.
want to try it.
Then order your own.
No, I don't want the whole thing.
Get an appetizer.
Can't we just share?
No.
Can we split it?
No.
You have plenty.
Those fries are mine. You don't get to have one or two fries.
I did have a couple of fries.
If you want fries, order your own damn fries.
A couple fries off of there. Thanks for the...
We live in America, not in Russia, where the commies share everything.
And emails. You share.
Sharing is overrated. Selective Hearing Stu texted in. Said, here you go, Gene. Tell him to shut up and eat this. He included a link to a fresh cooked... I think they don't. It's like the people with the vegan burgers, right? You don't understand what a burger is. It's not. A burger is meat. It's not soy. Fresh cooked seafood paella by Easy Paella.
Oh, yeah. This is.
It's not fresh cooked. It's frozen.
It is frozen. It's fresh cooked and then frozen, and then it's just a matter of
that's
me
like
throwing
people
it in the microwave.
It's like people who work at a restaurant and call it
Sounds
homemade.
awesome.
It's not homemade. It's made in a restaurant, you dumb bitch.
Oh, stop that. That's the second time this morning. Enough.
That is not homemade. It is restaurant made. You could say it's a mother's style recipe or a homemade style recipe or something.
Thanks for the paella.
Fine.
I'm going to order it.
But don't say it's homemade when you're making it in the back of the restaurant, all right?
Pre-cooked seafood paella.
I've seen those restaurants on Bar Rescue and Kitchen Nightmares. They get in trouble with the law. You can't be making food at the house and bringing it into the restaurant to serve it to the people. Big problems with that.
Can't. But you can buy pre-cooked paella and then microwave it.
Dave texting in earlier, we were talking about some of the top rock albums of 2025. And Dave texted in because Jethro Tull somehow made the list.
They make every list.
That Jethro Tull has to keep making albums to block Metallica at the Grammys.
They're just that lucky.
I'm sure Metallica is doing just fine without a Grammy. Or that Grammy in particular. Jim said, have a great new year. I'm heading to Tampa to visit my family for a few days. Good luck down there in Tampa, Florida, Jim.
It'd be warm and nice. Sunshine. Don't get sunburned.
Probably warmer than the 30-degree nights that he's had in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He's been struggling. He's suffering up there. What's a man to do?
Cold and flurries throughout the area in Wisconsin. Throughout today, I guess. No real accumulation, but on and off flurries through the morning. So be looking out for that. And cold temperatures the rest of this week as well.
Appreciate all the texts, emails, calls, all that stuff. Good to hear from you guys. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I will be in tomorrow to talk to you, and Gene will be back next week, New Year, on Monday.